Alright guys, so I showed you this a little bit in the striking video, but today I'm going to continue on discussing escapes a fair amount. And the one that I really want to kind of get started with today is going to be escaping Kneeride. And this is something that I didn't see until I begged my coach to do it. And now I have a couple things that I can do, and I've even come up with my own technique, but it fortunately only works with a gi. So let's go ahead and just stick to what my coach showed me, and we can go from there. So the thing is, when we're talking about Kneeride, we've talked about this position quite a bit. My knee is right into the solar plexus here. I'm making him carry my weight here. If I'm with a partner that I don't want to make him tap super easy just from the Kneeride, I might create this a little bit more of a seatbelt thing. I might even come here for the more seatbelt if I'm playing a really low Kneeride, right? Because this might be a little bit harder to maintain, but you know, whatever works for you. My foot is out. It should kind of along the line of my opponent's shoulder. It shouldn't be particularly easy for him to necessarily just reach out and grab it. My foot is tucked underneath his hip here. If it's not, I guess we'll talk about that first. So this is going to be my basic Kneeride, and to understand how to start to defend the Kneeride and escape from it, we have to start talking about, you know, what makes Kneeride such a bitch. And the thing about it is this shit, right? Kneeride is incredibly mobile. You know, if somebody tries to move away from me, shrimp, I could also, if they turn into me too much, I can come in, I can Darce choke them. Right, if I'm striking, it's a whole nother level. So there's all kinds of things that I can do to maintain Kneeride. So the first concept in escaping Kneeride is going to be, you know, kill that mobility. And it seems kind of counterintuitive, but think about it. You know, this guy's able to spin around. Anything I do, he's able to adapt to, right? So I'm referring to me being the punching bag right now. So if I'm trying to move around, I'm trying to get out, this guy's just gonna do shit, and he's just gonna be on top of me, and I'm just not going to be able to get him off of me, no matter how much I try to strip, no matter how much I try to bridge or buck, right? He's just going to ride me the whole time, and I'm going to get exhausted. So I need to kill that thing that makes Kneeride powerful first. So, since I mentioned it just now, if somebody's got me in Kneeride, and that foot is not particularly well situated under my butt, right, I can, you know, potentially I can grab onto the ankle, I can keep that separation for a second, but I don't even really need to do that, right? I need to just strip out, bring my leg back. Notice that I'm not moving my hands away from my body so that he can't get that underhook to get that Darce choke. So I'm going to move away from him, right? He's got that knee up on here, and because he's not tucking his foot, it's going to be relatively easy. I could just kind of scooch underneath that foot, and then I can push on his leg, and then I can kind of get him into this quarter guard or half guard position, and now he can't get back to the Kneeride. So I've killed the mobility by just stuffing that leg between my legs and getting that half guard. Now, we haven't really talked about half guard much. When we talk, the problem with half guard, with how a lot of people set up, a lot of times people will triangle their legs. And look at this. I can't hold on to a leg. A leg is not, you know, it's for one, legs are tapered, right? It goes whoop, whoosh, to narrow. So he's going to be able to slide out of that really easily. So really, a good Kneeride is usually going to, half guard, right? It's going to be my ankles together and then me pinching my knees together. Let me angle them down a little bit more for you guys, since I'm not going to be up tall anymore. There we go. So yeah, this pinch is what's going to help me keep that leg stuck. And a lot of times when I'm getting into this half guard position, I'm actually going to put this knee in front of his hip and block his hip bone and go into what's called more of a Z guard rather than a Kneeride, so I can actually kind of push him off, and it's going to be harder for him to escape. So that's kind of number one for escaping the Kneeride. So if he's on this side, this is going to be kind of my number two, because I'm not going to show that one a lot because it's really simple, and I don't think you guys are going to
forget about it. So that's just if he's not tucking his knee, or ankle or foot. But if he's at all any good, he knows to keep that foot tucked underneath my thigh. So if he's doing that, I need to kill his mobility some other way. And so what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to start to shrink back a little bit. So remember back in the day when I told you that you need to practice all this shit like shrimping in, bridging, and doing shoulder rolls and all that fancy shit? It's so that when these things that come up, you're prepared to do them, right? So if you're not drilling already, please start. So I'm going to shrimp back a little bit. Now, I have to be careful here because he could start spinning around. So I might start to extend a little bit to kind of cup underneath this thigh right here. So I'm trying to get underneath here. So if he's up in that knee right, I'm going to grab right here so that he's going to have issues being mobile here. Okay? And it's my bottom arm. Now, I have to be careful. He could try to slide his knee across here, the one that's on me, and pin my arm down. And now I've got a whole other can of worms that I have to deal with. But for right now, I have sort of that ability. I'm not going to be here for very long. And so what I need to do is I need to protect myself from the knee that's on me. So I'm going to bring my knee up under his butt and I'm going to kick it in. I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to put it on the inside of his knee. Right? So as much as I can, I'm going to grab my own knee. So this, basically, his leg is up here, right? And I'm kind of woven into him, so he can't get his leg back, right? So I'm up. The knees could come through here, right? Right through here. And the hand is going to come on the inside of him. I'm going to keep the knee, the elbow tight, and I'm going to grab on my own thigh, right? Not the opponent. So when I get there, it's going to be this, right? I'm grabbing my own thigh, and I'm basically locking him to me. And I want to make sure that I'm really cautious that I'm holding on to this other leg, because if he starts to flatten me out again, which he can do, and he starts to back step, now he can start going for leg attacks and other things, and I'm a little bit screwed. So I don't want him to be able to do that. I want to kind of hold on to that leg so I can prevent that. Now, I extend the other leg out, and I dig my heel in, and I get back, loading him back on top of me. And I know that sounds bad, and it sucks because now I'm taking his weight. I'm going to be nauseous again, and it's going to be horrible, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep shrimping until I can come to the other side. So since he's locked to me, now his knee's coming down, right? So he's on top of me, and now I'm projecting him like this. And this is what's going to happen. He is going to post because he has no other option. I'm dragging him into that position, and he is posting. There is a defense to this, but we won't worry about that today. So I get here, and now he's posted on the ground, right? So now I can, a lot of times I can just keep going, and maybe I can start to get him off of me from here, right? A lot of times because he's posted, the sweep's not complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this arm out because it's already done its job, right? I can take this one out, and I'm going to grab his wrist. Okay, and I'm going to keep a hold of that wrist, and now I'm going to bring my knee into his elbow. And I'm going to bend that. I still have this leg, so I can start to push it up and come up, and now I've got his arm trapped, and I can take side control. I know that this is like really, really one of the hardest things, and I've been kind of procrastinating on showing you guys this, because so much of this is visual. You need to be able to see what's going on with both sides. But I hope that this is kind of helping here. Okay? So, let's go back through it. Right? His knee is on my body. Right? So, yes, I don't necessarily want to reach this hand out and just grab here all the time. The thing is like I can kind of do it from here. It's kind of safe. So sometimes, you might shrimp out, get this grip first. Now it's safer for me to get that grip. But it depends on what he's doing, right? If he's really seeming like he's going to go for that back step, I might want to grab that first, right? In order to prevent him from being able to set up the next submission. So what I want here is this has got to be a little bit quick, right? So I'm going to shrimp out, reach out, grab, and put my knee under his hips, right? And I'm reaching through into that keyhole here. From here, I start to get back under him, back under him, back under him, till I get on the other side. This leg, because he's being driven forward, is going to become very light. Now, a lot of times, sometimes people will miss the post on this, right? They might not extend their hands out, and they might start to fall down, and I can sometimes come up here. But most of the time, they're going to post, right? Now I don't need to worry about him moving. I've got control over this leg. It's light and it's high, so I can take this hand out and I can grab his wrist. Now I can bring my knee into the bend of his elbow, right in here, right? And I can start to collapse that post down. So now, because I'm pushing onto this, he's going this way. This leg is high, therefore it's light. If I pull on his wrist a little bit, he's going to collapse. He doesn't have much of a post, right? Now, it is possible for this to happen, right? He could post this arm that way and I'm a little bit occupied, but it's not going to be that, right? If he sees that coming, but I haven't actually run into an instance where somebody has done that, and there's got to be a follow-up to it, and I would have to actually have somebody here to kind of work it out a little bit to find out what could actually happen there. But you have to remember, like, his base now is completely compromised. He is now going to end up into a side control position, and it's going to be really hard for him to defend it. Now, to kind of, because I think this is a little bit cool, right? This moment, once I kind of have brought him over, and then he's kind of posted out here, and maybe his arms are way too far away and I can't reach it, right? So this is kind of what I do when I'm in a gi situation, because I've let go of this. I've tried to go for that. Maybe I haven't even let go of this, right? I've still got this little hook here, and his knees drop down there. I've got this. I might take this hand, right? His leg's still here. I'm going to underhook his ankle here, right? So I'm going in the hook of his ankle there, and I'm going to grab his belt on this side, right? And if I can't reach it, I'll grab his pants, which is not going to be particularly effective. If I can, I'd rather grab his jacket, right? So that I get as high as I possibly can, because I need that leverage. So what I can do from here, now that I've got his weight posted over here, and he is doing what he can to really prevent me from taking him that way, he's already in this compromised position. I'm not going to go for this first. This is like step 3. This is my defense number 3. I'm going to come under his ankle, and I'm going to reach in as high as I can. I'm going to grab his belt. And if I can grab it. If I can grab higher, I will. I'll grab the fabric of his jacket or whatever. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start stripping back over to the other side. Now you see when I go there, because my elbow is pinned under his arm, he can't take this leg back, right? So I've got that connection here. I've got that high enough on his gi. I can start to get back and shoot my hips back out and draw him back. Now this leg is not going to have much in the way of stepping power, right? At this point, he can't, because I've got control of his hips. So if you think about how I'm holding on to him, right? I'm holding this ankle basically to his butt and reaching up and grabbing here. So from that, my hips are only going to let me go so far. I can't pivot around anymore. So I can't post with that leg. My arms, I still have this kind of mobility issue in my upper body. So I'm not going to be able to post that. It's a dead angle, right? There is no post there. So because I've got that like really tight connection here, right? I'm probably actually more like this, right? Because I have that. So I'm here, and then I just start to sit up, and I can take side control the other way. So the key concept of those particular escapes is this idea that that they can't start to move around, right? And that's what allows me to get them connected to me, and that's what's going to allow me to take them down in either direction. So I know that was a bit of a long video, but Kneeride is a complicated subject. I got one more for you.